have passed through customs, please claim your luggage. Pan-European Flight 114 from Athens. Your baggage is ready for you now at the North Baggage Area. Afro-American Airlines Flight 305 for Havana, Rio de Janeiro, and Cape Town, South Africa is now loading at Gate 15. Afro-American Airlines Flight 305 loading at Gate 15.
I'm sorry, this cab is taken.
It is now, Mr. Sands.
Your favorite drink, Oliver. Mixed exactly as you like it. No fruit. I shall always be indebted to you for teaching me your formula for a Manhattan.
All right, Tricala, what's on your mind? Why'd you have your goons bring me here?
Oh, not goons, Oliver. Business associates.
Business associates? With guns?
These are very uncertain times.
And very dirty business.
I should take offense, Oliver. After all, we number among our satisfied customers Oliver Sands, leading industrialist and financier.
You've been paid in full. What do you want from me?
You have been away for weeks, traveling alone through Europe. You are arriving home, and there would be no one to meet you. I could not permit that to happen to my favorite customer. Your drink will be getting warm, Oliver.
You want something. What is it, money? You're going to blackmail me?
Never, Mr. Sands. All I ask is your key, please, the key to your bag.
You'll be wasting your time. The bag's been through customs.
We will be more thorough. You forget. We know what we are looking for. Rip out the lining. I know you have them.
Do you?
You followed the arrangements we made before you left New York. You met with my cousin in Athens and purchased the Botticelli miniatures at the agreed price of $200,000. You smuggled them into this country, and I mean to have them.
They're my property, and I never give anything of mine away.
Nothing here.
Where are they? Where have you hidden the Botticelli miniatures?
It won't do you any good, Tricala. You picked the wrong mark.
Hanson.
Diamond, take the enclosed baggage check to Idlewild, pick up bag, and hold till I get back to you. Sands. $500 of Oliver Sands loot. For what? Pick up bag and hold till I get back to you. 500 in advance. It was too much too soon. Somebody has to be getting the pickle. Be awfully sure it isn't you, Diamond.
Passengers for Flight 211. You may board your plane now. Passengers for Flight 211.
Hi, Rick. What's the matter? Did I park a loading zone?
Hadn't noticed. Lieutenant McGo wants to talk to you.
Always happy to talk to Lieutenant McGo.
Hi, Rick. Come in and sit down. I want to talk to you.
Yeah, no, on the way over here, I was stopped by 2 radio patrol cars, a traffic officer, 2 motorcycle policemen, and a kid who patrols the crosswalks in front of PS 34.
I'm sorry. I put out a radio bulletin for you when we couldn't raise your office or apartment.
Am I in trouble?
You expect to be?
I don't know.
Look, Rick, about a year ago, you had a client by the name of Oliver Sands. It seems to me we had some discussion about him then.
Yeah, I was checking on his wife. Why are you interested?
He's dead.
When?
Oh, late last night, early this morning. He just returned from a European vacation. The cleaning woman found him in his hotel suite. Heart.
Well, it's a tough go, Mac, but how does it involve me?
Well, you can thank Sands' personal physician. When he examined the remains, he found evidence that the deceased had been beaten up before he died.
Coronary stroke. He fell and bruised himself.
In bed?
Yeah. Why don't you take me to lunch, Lieutenant? We'll talk about it there.
All right. Leave your dispatch case here unless you think you might need it to impress some waitress.
You think it's safe here?
It'll be safe. Now, come on, I'll feed you.
It was a good lunch, and McGo paid for it. I didn't tell him I was working for Sands and that the dispatch case I'd left in his office belonged to the dead man. There were too many questions and no answers. Somebody had to make another move. Somebody had.
Mr. Diamond, I've been waiting for you.
Well, Mrs. Sands, how did you get in here?
The elevator boy. I told him I was your country cousin. You must have a big family. He wasn't at all surprised. Acted as though it were an everyday occurrence.
No, only on weekdays. What can I do for you?
Oliver's dead.
I know.
He always said you could be trusted, and I need help. In fact, you were the only private detective he did trust.
Oliver Sands told you that?
Does it surprise you?
A little. He hired me to develop evidence in the divorce case. He was certain you had a record, a prison record.
I know. He told me about it when he finally asked me for a divorce.
Were you going to give him one?
Yes, we were supposed to meet today in his lawyer's office to work out a property settlement. Poor Oliver. He should have taken better care of himself. He had plenty of warning about his heart. This European trip was just too much.
Well, you'll find out about it sooner or later, Mrs. Sands. That trip to Europe didn't bring on your husband's final heart attack. He was beaten up shortly before he died.
What? Well, why would anyone want to do a thing like that to Oliver?
I don't know. Could it have anything to do with your being here? Well, now, you said you needed a private detective. People who aren't in trouble don't need that kind of work, Mrs. Sands.
Believe me, all I wanted was someone capable and honest to see that I'm not cheated. I'm Oliver's widow. I know him. His compulsion to hide his assets, safety deposit boxes and bank accounts under assumed names. It's going to take a detective just to find out what's in his estate. Would a $1,000 retainer be satisfactory?
$1,000 retainer would be very satisfactory. You'll probably need an accountant. I know a very good CPA.
Bring in anyone you like. I trust you completely. Oh, incidentally, I don't imagine you've heard from Oliver this last year.
No, I haven't. Well, I'll be checking with you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. She'd been around here by herself long enough to have found this. She'd recognize Sands' handwriting. And she'd know that Diamond was a liar. It was a lovely way to get the client-detective relationship off the ground. That elevator boy who let her in here has got to go.
Mr. Diamond, your hat.
No, thank you. I never wear one inside.
We're going outside.
Is this an invitation? Yeah, well, suppose I decline, with regrets, of course.
You won't.
Well, I might. I have a lot of social engagements. Pearl and Elsa are expecting me, and the Duke and Wally will be very crushed if I don't show up for the cross-pollinating ceremonies of the champion delphiniums. I promise to be best mate.
Now it shows.
I regret your discomfort, Diamond, but you made an unfortunate choice. You have worked for Oliver Sands.
Last year.
No more recently? I hate a liar, Mr. Diamond. Now, we'll try it again. Have you done anything for Oliver Sands in the last 48 hours? Answer me.
Why should I answer you? You got all the answers, otherwise I wouldn't be here.
You picked something up for Sands at Idlewild Airport, didn't you?
Did I?
Yes. It would be a piece of luggage. We are certain Sands had it with him when he boarded his plane at Athens. He did not have it when he left Idlewild last night. He would not leave it there any longer than necessary. Someone would pick it up for him.
Why me?
We have been following Mrs. Sands. She visited your apartment. And we find she gave you a check for $1,000.
Which I have yet to earn. Look, I don't know anything about Sands' luggage, and I don't think you do either.
Miller, I think now is a good time.
How did they get you here, Linda?
By invitation.
Well, let her tell it.
This gentleman came to my apartment. He said you were working on a problem connected with Oliver's estate and needed my help. What does he mean, Rick?
Ask him.
I mean, we can leave the decision as to whether Mr. Diamond gives us certain information up to you, Mrs. Sands. As his employer, you can relieve him of this responsibility.
Don't buy that, Linda. I don't know what he's after, but it meant enough to your husband that he took a beating for it and died.
Nevertheless, there is no reason why we cannot deal openly with Mrs. Sands. Mrs. Sands, I want you to understand the situation perfectly. Your husband had smuggled a virtually priceless art treasure into this country. I know this because I arranged it.
You arranged it?
With my cousin in Athens, who made the actual sale and delivery to Mr. Sands.
What kind of art treasure and how priceless?
4 miniatures painted by the Florentine master, Sandro Botticelli, in the 15th century for his patron, Lorenzo il Magnifico. Conservatively worth $250,000. Outside of my family, no one knew of their existence, Mr. Diamond. They have been the exclusive and secret property of my family for 500 years.
Nobody knows they exist. So you set up a quiet deal with Oliver Sands to purchase them from your family in Athens and smuggle them into this country. When he got here, you planned to take them away from him. He couldn't go to the law because he'd conspired with you to break it. Congratulations.
Thank you. But there has been no discussion of a deal. I did say I would deal openly with Mrs. Sands, and I will. Mrs. Sands, I want you to tell Mr. Diamond to cooperate with us. Lovely nails. Bring it over, Miller. Give me the pliers. It would be a pity to damage them beyond repair.
No!
Speak to Mr. Dunn. Speak convincingly, Mrs. Sands.
All right, Takala. You can have the case.
All right. Where is it?
Police headquarters.
Don't be funny, Diamond.
I wasn't trying to be funny. It's in the top drawer of Lieutenant Bago's filing cabinet, police headquarters. There's a job for you boys. Heist Lieutenant Bago's office.
You will get the dispatch case for us.
Oh, sure I will. Now walk right into my friend Bago's office and pick it up and walk out. I may say thank you for keeping it for me.
Exactly what you will do, because I will be with you. Mrs. Sands will be with my associates. We'll meet them at a place I will determine at a time I specify. If you and I are not there, then, Mr. Diamond, you will have lost a client, Mrs. Sands. As you would say, the hard way. My friends will see that she has a very fatal accident. Shall we go?
You know, Rick, I'd even forgotten you left it here.
Oh, that's all right, Mac. You got a lot on your mind. You know, Rudy, the lieutenant's one of the sharpest brains in this business. You just give him a clue, and, brother, he never lets go. It's a little corny, but they ought to call him Bulldog McGo. No case is ever closed around here until Mac has the criminal behind bars.
I am impressed.
I'm afraid I'm going to be sick.
Now, you see? Modesty. All geniuses have it.
All right, Rick, enough already.
Well, we cannot take all day, Rick. Nice to meet you, Lieutenant.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no hurry, Rudy. We got plenty of time. How you doing with the Sands case, Mac?
Well,
Oh, that's all right. You can talk in front of Rudy. He's not just a client. He's practically one of the family.
Well, I think we're making progress. We located the driver that picked him up at Idlewild. Said 2 men met him out there.
Could he describe it?
A little on the sketchy side, but better than nothing. One interesting point. According to his log, the driver didn't take Sands back to his hotel. He brought him into Sutton Place. We're checking out the whole neighborhood.
You see what I mean, Rudy? Thorough. Never gives up. That's what makes a good detective, legwork. Checks out every detail, no matter how small and unimportant it may look.
Rick, are you feeling all right?
Never felt better, Mac. Well, good luck on the Sands case. I know you'll get them. I'll stake my life on it.
Goodbye, Lieutenant.
Goodbye.
Sergeant.
I'll take the bag now. Get in, please. Now, Mr. Diamond, I'd like you to help me. Open the bag, please.
I don't have the key.
I'm sure that won't stand in your way. You'll find 2 packs of playing cards. Take them out.
I don't play cards with strangers.
Open. It is unfortunate you are not seeing these under more favorable conditions. Your first and last look at the Botticelli miniatures. Put them back, please.
What do we do now?
Start the car and drive on. Blink your lights.
You kept your word.
Does that surprise you?
More than somewhat. Where to now?
Keep going. I'll show you.
Okay, get out of the car and stand with your back to the door. Come on. I've gotten used to the way you give orders, Rudy. Now, you tell those two characters to get out of the car, move ahead of us with their hands in the air. Go on.
Get out of the car. Keep your hands in the air.
Keep moving. Come on. Tell the boys to throw their guns over. Come on.
Do it. What are you going to do now?
This.
No! The Botticelli's! They're mine!
Go get him. You couldn't get here sooner, Mac. Why'd you get here at all?
Never mind, Dad. Where's Rudy?
He's in swimming with a friend. You boys better fish him out.
Yeah, go ahead. Go on.
You want to play a little gin rummy, Mac?
What?
Open him up. When you fish Rudy and his pal out of the river, dry him off. I wouldn't want him to short-circuit the hot sea. And hold on to those. They're the Botticelli miniatures. They'll be Exhibit A. Their motive to murder Sands.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Rick. I gotta know more than that about this.
I'll check with you later, Mac.
Rick.
Hello. Get your coat, Linda.
What?
I said get your coat.
What do you mean?
I want you to be warm. I'm taking you to jail.
Jail?
That's right. You heard me. The police already have Takala and his two playmates. They might as well have everyone responsible for your husband's death.
Rick, how can you think that I
Linda,
had...
don't give me a performance. I knew you were guilty when the boys let you out of the car.
But you made the deal yourself. You made it with that man, Rudy.
Rudy Takala has never kept a deal in his life. Why should he start now? Which, fingernail were they supposed to be pulling when you screamed? The polish isn't even scratched. Put on your coat, Linda. Takala's going to talk anyway. Your only chance is to speak your lines first. Now, Lieutenant Legault is very understanding and very cooperative. You just tell him that you wanted to be a wealthy widow and he wanted his Botticelli miniatures.
Nobody can make me say that.
No, nobody can. And nobody can save you from the widow's walk to the chair if you don't.